such violence without consequence. And it brings to question the independence of our police service and who takes the blame for such. When a unit or a number of officers go rogue and do something for political expediency, who takes charge? Wakili.
Thank you very much. Good morning. It's very unfortunate. There is, in this country, the perpetration of that which is profane. Nothing is any longer sacred. The buck stops with who? The president. He is a commander-in-chief. The police force, the administration police, the military, the navy, all are under him. Did you hear the government spokesperson come and say that, look, these are photoshopped, like Honorable Sankoki saying, these are video-shopped images that we are seeing trending online about these church attacks? No! The government is silent because they are privy. The weaponization of the police force so as to attack your political opponent, and this is a repeated pattern. In 2007, it seems that we never learned any lessons. The invasion of the Kamba church, the killing of the innocent, is something that to these people in government, it was child's play, in my view, child's play. And this is a dangerous path because you demonstrate to us, beyond peradventure, you do not value life. You do not value the freedom of worship. And you want to attack your opponent. Let's be clear. Look, Ruto is so scared, stiff of Honorable Gachagua. The machinery that Gachagua has cannot, financially speaking, politically speaking, equate with what Ruto has at his disposal. Ruto is able to bribe and get people in buses, bus them from all over so that they can attend his meeting. For the optics to be seen that, look, even though the general population has fallen out with him, they've disaffiliated themselves with his establishment. They don't want him even in ODM, but he wants to force himself on the Kenyan people by all means necessary. So he will take the police force, weaponize the police force, and lamentably, he wants us to accept that as normal. Normalization of attacking people. Children in church can never ever be acceptable. Now, if the police force are not going to investigate these, they are on their way to taking this country to where we were in 2007 in terms of ICC. If the internal mechanisms of resolution of criminal activity and the pacification, the cooling down of political temperatures by means of the mechanisms that are available so that we do not escalate these into a scenario replicating the 2007, the ICC mechanism can always be kicked in. And
is that the only route? Because now many Kenyans are feeling ICC is such a long shot and we might need to get to a different level before we go to the ICC. But someone needs to be held accountable now. Let's assume, and this is very briefly before we take a break, that there is independence of the police service.
There is no independence.
Shouldn't we be holding someone, an individual, to account, not just saying the president every time?
The independence of the police force is mythical. I mean, that's mythical. Let's not bluff ourselves. The head of state will make a telephone call to so-and-so then says that's the whatever from above. Now, we are in a more tragic scenario because the chairperson of the IPOA, this is the Commissioner Hassan, is now going to be a Court of Appeal judge, meaning therefore that the head of the IPOA will then have to be replaced, meaning therefore, in my humble view, that the machinery that Ruto has said as a protected cover to him and for him projecting going forward. And in the event 2027 does not turn in his favor, hold on, you are the podium, hold on, hold your horses, they're bolting. The machinery that he's erecting now is for his protected cover, ranging from the legislation that he's incepting and putting in motion. And if you look, for instance, the the legislation that he replaced the Ethics Act with, the Conflict of Interest Act, he has gagged any public officer for 2 years. In I think Section 26 of the SAID Act. Conflict of Interest Act. So he has that projected that I will need his protection in the event someone wants to spill the beans about my governance, poor as it is, unresponsive to the Kenyan people as it is. I want that buried under the carpet. Now, I'm saying this as I close, so that the Kenyan people should not be deceived that there is going to be a solution coming from the police force, because it is not independent. It is in one man's pocket because he wants to entrench himself. And unfortunately, let me say this, the 2024 lesson may replicate itself. How do I mean? The Gen Z may just have the Kenyan people, the spark coming over, and like that, the Kenyan people saying, no. If we have to get you out of there, we will Sri Lanka win.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, I'll give you Bwana Sankoka and Bwana Gakuya a final comment on this issue before we move to the politics of UDA and ODM. You're watching Morning Cafe. The biggest discussion, of course, is about political violence this morning.